So welcoming gifted adventurers, you come to me asking how to fill your spellcasting sheet. Although spellcasting, quite simple to use, is not the most intuitive when it comes to learning it. I'll do my best to at least explain where to put which stats and how to prepare things for your upcoming combat, or let's just say social interactions. Now, first class we have to fill is spellcasting class. There you write in your class name, whether that be cleric, rogue, or paladin. All of those can utilize magic at some point, but of course more typical magic users are wizards, sorcerers, and warlocks, and there are a couple of others that I didn't mention. If your class can utilize magic at some level, it will be written down in your class description starting on page 45 on Player's Handbook. There in that description it will also be mentioned what spellcasting ability this class uses. For example, warlocks utilize charisma as their spellcasting ability, while wizards utilize intelligence. And next to that you have spell save DC. In there you write 8 plus proficiency plus spellcasting ability modifier. For example, cleric whose spellcasting ability is wisdom will have 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom modifier. And next to that you have spell attack bonus, which is simply proficiency plus that spellcasting ability modifier. And that's simple as that. Spell attack bonus basically works just like your attack bonus. You add that number to your roll when you try to attack a monster, and that's about it. And spell save DC works as follows. If you're casting a spell that has saving throws written in its description, the enemy that will be affected by the spell will have to throw that saving throw. If that monster gets lower score than your spell save DC, he fails. And that's it. Also, make sure that you write down how many spells can you prepare and how many spell slots for each slot you get. This information is also written down in your class description. Moving on, starting on page 201, you will start with all the spellcasting abilities, description, and so on and so forth. All the information about magic in general. There you will find a list of all spells that different classes can utilize, as well as descriptions afterwards. Mind you, the different spells require different conditions, so make sure you find the right ones. Anyways, the big question is, how do you cast spells? How do you use the spell slots? Now first off, spells that are cantrips can be used over and over again without using any spell slots. But first, second, third, and so on and so forth level spells can be used by the same level slot or higher. For example, if you cast inflict wounds with first level slot, it will work just as it is written down. But on higher levels, it will gain plus 1d10 for each spellcasting slot level. And other spells do have these added benefits when casting with higher level slots as well, so make sure you read all the descriptions. And here's a nice tip for those of you who use magic. Under each spellcasting slot, write down all the spells that you think are useful to you or might come in useful at some point. Of course you will have to prepare spells that you don't have prepared already, but it's still really useful to know that you can do these certain things with these certain spells. Maybe after this combat your party will choose to take a rest. You might be able to prepare new ones. But yeah, that's about it on spellcasting, at least when it comes to filling out the whole spellcasting page. And if you're a first time player, don't get bogged down with all the spells, then better choose some other class, ranger or fighter, better yet barbarian. But again, it's your choice of course. And of course go check out other parts of my tutorial series.